Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to our support webinar. My name is Darren and I have Carrie and Zach from the team in the room here with me. We will be going over the agenda, what you see on your screen right now. During the time that we're doing the webinar, if you have any questions, you can just put them into the chat field there, and hopefully we'll be able to answer everybody's questions in the amount of time that we have here. If not, we will follow up with you all to make sure that we have them all answered. Okay, so now you can see my screen, and we're going to go over the first item on the agenda, which is the adding students screen. So just a quick overview of why we decided to do a support webinar is because a lot of these items on the agenda come into me very often, so I just wanted to share my knowledge and hopefully everybody can take it with them and share it with their colleagues as well. So first off, adding students. From the home screen, on the left-hand side here, we click Add. Now on the Add Student screen, you'll notice there's a drop-down variable here that says last name. In here you can select last name, student number, and grade as variables to search by. So we'll search by a last name first, and I'll just take a sample letter of B. And the screen's going to come up here and show us all last names of B. So we can add a student by two ways. One, by using the checkbox next to the name, or by clicking the name. One key thing to remember with these two is if a student has a prior success plan in this case, and they just switch schools but they're not on your home screen, if you just click their name, their most recent success plan will come up on the screen. But if you select the checkbox and click Add, it's going to create a new record for them. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So for this example, I'm just going to click on Jordan, and it's going to come up and it's going to give us a new success plan for him because he doesn't have one. Or I could have just selected the checkbox beside his name and clicked Add as well. So if I go back to the home screen here, you'll notice that Jordan is now on our home page. I'm going to go back to the Add Student screen again and just show you another way of adding students. So I want to add a group of students, and I'm going to search for a group of students in, say, my grade 12 class. So I'm going to select grade in the variable drop-down. I'm going to type in grade 12, click search, and I'm going to get all my grade 12 students up on the screen here. So I'm just going to select a group of them and say, okay, this student's in my class, this student, and I'm just checking the checkbox beside their name. So I'll just take 4 of them here and click Add. So once I do that, I'm getting a pop-up here that asks me, would you like to enter data for the students through bulk data entry? So let's say in the success plan we want to update their school year to this recent school year for all 4 of those kids. So I'll say OK, and it's going to bring us to the bulk data entry screen now. So in the bulk data entry screen, we will be able to put in the school year and update those records. So you'll notice the students are on the left-hand side here. These are the records to be updated. By default, it says update existing record. We don't want to change that. We want to leave it. And then in the middle, you'll see fields to be updated. And it shows school year, so let's give it this year's school year. We can also change the naming of the records. So we can change it to be 2014-2015 success plan. Once we're done, we click update. So that's going to update the school year, and it's going to update the record description as well. So if we go back to the home screen, you'll notice on the home screen that those 4 students are there. And one of them was Bartholomew. So if I look at Lacey Bartholomew, we'll notice that There we are, the school year has been updated. And that'll be the same for the 4 students that we selected. One other thing that we can look at too with the multiple adding of students is you'll notice it said cancel instead of saying OK to go to the bulk data entry screen. So if we select a group of students again, we'll just take grade 12 for an example. And if we select a group of students and click cancel, it won't take us to the bulk data entry screen. What it will do is it will just add those students to the home screen. So I just selected a couple there, as you can see, and I'm going to click add and click cancel. So you'll see that we'll have Caitlin, Leah, Mitchell. So we have Miguel here, who's one of the ones that were in the selection there. And we'll just go back to the home screen and we'll be able to see them all on our home screen. All right, next on our topics is our email icon, undo button, and spell checker. So not all templates will have these icons on them, but I just want to show them for the people that have seen them before and they kind of wonder the functionality behind them. One of the issues that has come in before to me quite a few times at support is some people tend to think that the blue undo button is actually a save button, which in clevr there actually is no save button. The save indicator is, you'll notice if I type in a box here and click outside, the box goes green. It's automatically saving. So I'll start with the email icon first. So the email icon is a little envelope looking thing here. If we click on it, it's going to give us a new screen that pops up. So what this feature allows us to do is send an email to a colleague to say, hey, here's an update on Isabella's success plan, take a look. So we put in the email address here, and I'll just put in mine for example. And I'll just give it a subject of test. And there's a comments field where we can say, you know, take a look at the SMART goals and see if they're okay and whatnot. So I'm just going to write in test here. And then down at the bottom, you'll be able to attach the PDF report to the email. So click the checkbox and then click send. It's going to give us a confirmation here up on the screen. Email has been sent successfully. So what that does is it sends an email to the person that you had in the to field, and there will be an attachment of the PDF printout of this plan. So next is the undo button, which the reasoning behind the undo button is I'll take a student from the home screen here that I usually use for this example. We'll take Drew for an example here. So let's say that I change the date on the case open date, and then I'm going to change something else in the template. So I'm just going to add in my name here to the field. And then I'm like, oh no, that was the wrong date. I was supposed to be the case close date. And I don't remember what the date was. So here's a good example where we can use the undo button. It works the same as an undo button in Microsoft Word. So if I click the undo button, the first undo it does is it took out my name Darren from the text area. So then if I click it one more time, you'll notice that it reverted back to the date that was there before. The undo button works up to 3 inputs. So if I had input it 3 times and then a 4th time, it'll only take me back to the 3 latest inputs. Next on our list is the spell checker. The spell checker is this icon here. And it works the same as a Microsoft Word spell checker as well. So it's looking over this tab that we have in front of me. And this is just some sample data that I have in front of me. So you can do ignore, ignore all, replace, replace all. So I'm just going to replace this first word for an example with my name and click replace. And then I'll just go through and ignore the rest. So then it's complete and it tells me spell check is complete and one word has been changed. You'll notice that my name has been input with the spell checker here when we corrected it. So like I said, it works the exact same as like Microsoft Word program spell check. Okay, next on the list we have our initiative quick add and quick cycle. So these are two items that not too many people are aware of them or how they work. So I just want to give a quick overview of them. So with the first one, initiative quick add, let's say I want to give Drew another plan. I want to add him to another plan. But instead of going back to the home screen, changing the drop down to that initiative, going into the add student screen and searching for him again, what we can do is you see this area right here underneath our top menu bar. There's a drop down with an add button. So if I select the drop down, it's going to show me the initiatives that I have assigned to me. So if I select my initiative and then click add, it's going to create a new record for Drew. So that's just a quick way of adding a new initiative to the student that you're on instead of, like I said, going back to the home screen. The next item is the initiative quick cycle. So with the initiative quick cycle, if I want to quickly cycle back to Drew's success plan, again, instead of going back to the home screen, changing the drop-down initiative, we can go to the top menu bar here and you'll see the initiatives drop-down. So in the initiatives drop-down, it shows me the 3 initiatives that Drew currently has. So we can quickly cycle back and forth between these initiatives. So I want to go back to his success plan. So I'm going to click on success plan. And it's going to bring up Drew's success plan for me. I want to go in here and do some editing to this record. And now I want to go back to Drew's IPRC plan. So I'll go to the initiative and click on IPRC. And it brings me back to here, and we can continue on with this plan as well. Next on the list is our files and links overview. So not all initiatives have this functionality, but I'll take the success plan for an example because it does have the files and links tab where you can upload files and links. So this has actually come in fairly recently, over the last month. There's been questions over this and some issues. So I just wanted to quickly go over some of the key things to remember with this tab. So when it comes to a file, I'll show you the functionality. So in the files area here, I want to upload a file. I have a sample file on my desktop here. So I'm going to click Browse. Go to my desktop and we see a document here which is a PDF. So I'm going to click on it and click Open. One of the key things to remember is in the file that you're adding, it can't have any special characters, it can't have any periods or anything that in the actual name of the file. So the name of my file is just DOC. .pdf is the extension of it. So it can be a PDF file or a Word file. Next, I'm going to enter a file alias name. So I'm just going to say test and then click upload file. So this will upload the file onto our servers and it'll be available within this little area here where you can recall it back up. Alright, if I go to the links area now, it works similar. But it's, let's say we have a web page that we want to refer to that is based on this plan. So we put in an alias and then we copy in a URL location and then click upload. And next on the list is our clevr community. So our clevr community is actually something new for this year. It can be accessed directly through clevr under the help button, or you can access it by going to clevrcommunity.ca. The 4 areas under help are contact, help docs, frequently asked questions, and announcements. I'm going to click on frequently asked questions. So it brings us to the frequently asked questions on the clevr community site, where we can see, can I search my student listing? How do I select another initiative? So all of these are under the support section here along the top. So this is the one area that I'd like to talk about. It's under the support section. We have quick tips, videos, the frequently asked questions section that we're just in, and then releases. We'll take a look at the quick tips area here. So if I select this, you'll notice that there are links, and these links are to PDF documents that are an overview of the functionality. So here's the 2 that I mentioned today, the Initiative Quick Cycle and the Initiative Quick Add. So if I select this, it's going to give me a PDF document that will more or less just go through the feature and how to go about using it. Next in support, we have a videos section. So the videos section are actually videos that we have on our clevr support YouTube channel. You can access the clevr support YouTube channel right here. And on this page we have uploaded videos that you can watch. Here's one adding students that we went through today. If I click on it, it'll play right from the embedded video. It's actually me talking. Well, we don't want to listen to that anymore. So in this section, we're also recording these webinars, and once we're done editing them, we will upload them to this section, and we will let everyone know, and you can share them out with your colleagues. The other area under support is our releases. Under this area, it shows you what releases that we've released. So we had 7.1 release in December, and here's just a quick overview of what was in that release. We did have a release webinar, which was on the 8th. We also have another one coming up on the 22nd if you would like to sign up for that, which you can do so on the clevr community site under online training. And we have a couple other ones that are coming up too that might be very informative for everyone. So if you want to come here and sign up for those, that would be great. Last is a feedback section here. We have a feedback section. If you'd like to leave us some feedback, let us know how we did today, and if there's anything that maybe you thought we could improve on, that'd be greatly appreciated. So that's the end of our agenda today. If we have any questions, we'll just take some time here to go over those and provide you the answers. So just give me a minute and we'll take a look. All right, so it seems that we don't have any questions, but we will give you a few minutes. If you do have some questions, you can type them into the chat window in the GoToMeeting area. Okay, so we have got a question here, and it was about the link section in the Files and Links tab. So the question was, can the link be added if it's a Google Doc link? And yes, it can. All right, well, we don't have any more questions at this time. If you do have any questions, feel free to email us, and we'll be happy to answer them for you. So we'd like to thank everybody for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your day.